Come here now, girl.
Hello and welcome to What's Map, your one-stop shop for everything workshop. I'm BonBonB and you're very, very welcome. Well, today we've got a map which is pure eye candy from a creator who is good at the eye candy maps. We have done them 3 times in the past, back in episode 662, 799 and 869, where they got 12 and then 11 and then 10 stars respectively. Now the scoring seems to be coming down for them, but I can promise you that's going to be turned around on its head today, because today's map is crisp, it's sharp, it's bold, it is in your face. A little bit too saturated for my personal taste, but I won't let that go against it when it comes down to the ratings. Meanwhile, in other news, we've got one of these. That's right, hitting one of those really does support the channel, gets me seen by more people and helps me grow a little bit more every single day. Thank you for your support. Today's map is RedRock Northern Coast by Tai'Ba. Tai'Ba not putting a name in the title anymore. Why? Used to enjoy that. There's your start square, river, lake, assume that's lake actually, and a little bit of highway, lovely. And then your terrain height map looks like that. Lots of flat buildable locations will please people that like flat buildable locations. We've got resources everywhere. This is all adding up to a good gameplay score, don't you think? And then what about the fishing? Shall we check the fishing today? I think we will. Everything you want. Perhaps a hint of tuna at the waterfall on the left there, maybe. Off to the workshop. What do we need? No DLC is required for this map. That's good news. We do have a one-click collection which we'll check in a moment. A little bit of a description to read through if you like descriptions to read through, always recommended. We'll be using the Sedina tropical map theme and the photoreal color correction LUT, which is a good combination, a bold combination. Here's your one-click collection. We've got a bunch of trees. It's a mediumly big list. It's not a big list. And there are a few things at the bottom. They're basically the mods, the environment changer, and the cloud toggler, and daylight classic, and the catenary replacer. They're extras. Some of them more important than others. The unlimited tree mod, obviously quite useful for a map which has got a lot of trees, and this one does as well. And again, they're used to good effect, and they're bold and strong and really do help the map come to life. Now this is a really nice looking theme, gotta say that the colours, again, the colours in this map are just a little bit too, my colour vision, those of you who are regulars to this show will know, is not on point. I'm one of the, was it 1 in 10 men who's got the old red-green colour vision deficiency. I can see reds and greens, they're just not quite as you see them. Probably, unless you're one of the 1 in 10, you might well be with me. I just find this a little bit too bright and too strong. But then I've never been one for the tropical maps. Won't let it go against it though, just because I don't have if I find something ugly or garish, I will tell you, I can deal with this. It's bright, it's sunny. I'm from the United Kingdom, I'm not used to sunny. I'm used to gloom and clouds and persistent rain all year round. Lovely. Anyways, so yes, we've got it's definitely a bright tropical feeling map. Northern coast of where, I'm not quite sure exactly. I did read the description, that was a while ago now, and it wasn't so important that it stuck. Also, I've got to say this map will fall into the fantasy category because of just one little feature we'll be seeing a bit later on, which I think is a fun little feature. It doesn't affect the map in any way, shape or form. To all intents and purposes, this is effectively a realistic style map, but there is one feature which is not in the realistic description. A little bit of clipping, and then a nice bridge though, nice bridge, but a little bit of clipping just down here with a little bit of foliage and rocks just edging through. It's not great, but it's also not the most horrific thing we've seen. Not the most horrific thing we've seen this week, actually. Yes. So there'll be one little feature later on that, if you're playing this map vanilla rules, you'll never even see it. but it does take it out of that realistic category into the fantasy map genre. And yeah, you can call it what you like. It's a bit of fun, and I would never have thought to have done it, but I can't really fault the creator for doing it. And good for you, Tai'Ba. Good for you. Right, we're still making our way down towards Start Square. You can see they've got a lot of lovely building places going on here. It's really quite tidy. Of course, with the two highways so close together, and I have no problems with this personally because I don't mind using the mods. You might be wanting to use a couple of mods like Move It to separate them up, or the Fine Road Anarchy, that's the word. Fine Road Anarchy 2 is the current version. You might want that as well, just to be able to connect up your roads. A little bit of bowing in the road here, actually. A little bit of a bend in the segments there, bringing us round to a bit of jinky janky around about here. Yeah, then what happened there? It's outstanding because it's the one part that isn't pretty much perfect on the entire map. Nice sweeping intersection. Tell me you don't like that then. Go on, tell me. And then if we come down, you'll see we've got some trees. It's like more like weeds there, isn't it? If you didn't know there's a tree underneath, that'd be good weeds going on there. And yeah, it's all very slick and smooth, and everything's just on point. I like that. Again, this is kind of what you'd expect now from Tai'Ba. They've cracked all the basics, and they're now putting out some very top quality work. Very top quality. Can't argue. It is right up there. Getting hints of the Start Square up there. You can see a building in the distance. That will be our asset of the day. But before we get there, we've got to have a little look at, we've got a rail going under the road there, and good rock work. There's a lot of rocks, by the way, on this map. A lot of rocks. And if you like to do a lot of detailing yourself, there might be too many rocks on this map, taking up some of your prop count. Of course, deleting them costs you nothing, so I'll leave you to worry about that if that's what worries you. Anyway, up here, we hear Start Square territory looks like this, and somewhere around there should be. Let's have a little look. Ah, there it is. There it is. It's the Italian Flats Pack 1 Florence by Zarrix. It's a number, it's 5 different buildings, 5 different heights, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Put them together in any order and create a little bit of Florence. And factoids, because factoids are going from Italy to France here. Madame Tussaud, whose she waxed lyrical. Waxworks are one of the most popular tourist attractions in London. Died today, the 16th of April, in 1850. During the French Revolution, her model making skills were employed in making death masks for the victims of the dreaded guillotine. Madame Tussaud, who died today in 1850. Bless you, madam. Yes, well, she's become better known for other stuff, didn't she, I feel. What have we got going on here? We've got what have we got going on here? It's the Italian Flats Pack 1 Florence by Zarrix. It's a very nice set, that. Very nice indeed. And back to the roads. Zarrix is a good creator, I've got to say. I think they're the latest entrance into the Steam Weekly Chart Show Hall of Fame. And well done for that. Shall we actually have a look at the rail? Oh, hang on, there's a train here. You know what we haven't done in ages? We haven't taken a ride on a train. Let's do that. Well, we're going to do this because there's not too much to see on the rail line. We'll just take a free ride. There's just a couple of points along the rails here that I'll make a note of as we're going along. Notice catenary replacer is in place. We have no catenaries, and that seems to be by design. Good for you. Good for you. It saves. There is a point here like this tree overhanging here. That, if we had catenaries, would be a problem. Without them, I would say that is just really atmospheric. Works very nicely indeed. Coming up to a bridge now, and you'll notice with the bridge we've got a little bit of prop clipping at each end, if I remember rightly. Here we've got, some foliage at this end. And then as we go across to the other side, I think we've got some rocks, a little bit of rock clipping there as well. Tiny. I will pull back and show you, but it seems pointless. And the only other thing wrong with this line, as far as I'm concerned, if you can call it wrong, coming up towards it soon, is a very slight dip in the landscape. It's negligible. And from above we may not have noticed this one, but as we're taking a ride with the train, you can make it out. Coming up in about 5 seconds, you'll probably make it out. In fact, we'll slow the video down just a little bit so you can make it out. But there we go. Just take a little dip in the terrain there. Are you going to mark that map down for this map down for that? Are you? Am I? That's probably a better question. Anyway, we'll carry on our route now. Now, amongst all the 101 other jobs I'm doing at any given time, like the making of Race Day, that new video, which I'm not going to plug today. No, I'll be plugging that several times in the future. Don't worry. I'm not letting that one go. There's too many hours. At least 70 hours of work went into that one. No, what we're going to do today is I'm going to put the first of my new ads, my new intermissions up from Zack. He's recorded a whole load of voiceovers for me. Now, there's not really much to talk about. Speed the train up, but we're going to never get to the fog if we carry on at that speed. We'll have the first of our new ads. I'll drop them in, not all at once, just here and there, just to break up the monotony, because I know a lot of you who've watched all of the shows probably getting a bit fed up with the same old parking lots tutorial and water spawn tutorial and just all the usual. So the first in a new batch, and hopefully that'll freshen up the intermissions a little bit for you. It's still going to go even faster still. We're never going to get to the fog. What's going on? Dear. Anyways, so yeah, do you think this map has got shipping routes? Place your bets now, or we'll give you the answer in just a few moments. There you go. There's the edge of the map right there.
Very few maps achieve the coveted all-star status. 5 stars for aesthetic, detail, and gameplay potential. To see them all in the all-star playlist, click the button now.
The all-star playlist, yes. Not many people realise it's there. Shipping routes, we'll talk about that first of all. Shipping routes, we've got this one that comes in this way, and it comes into the bay through the entrance, which is marked out by 2 essential lighthouses. Nice little framing going on there, and that works quite nicely. And you look, hang on a second, that shipping route doesn't go to the edge of the map there. Look, this one goes right along the edge here. In fact, if you have a look here, it goes mighty close to there. Do you reckon we're going to have ships just clipping into that? Let's have a little look. And the answer is, oh, ouch, just a bit. You think with the lighthouse being there, that would like deter the ship. Ran out of space, I think, Tai'Ba there. Ran out of space. And then that goes down here off to the edge of the map in the corner, and then this loops around. And we have a dead end up here as well, with a mighty fine loop dopped on the end there as well. So definitely playable. Water flow. We've got this main river that cuts down through the start square, and it's wide enough, it's deep enough, and it's got enough water flow to it for it to be if you're playing vanilla rules, I don't think this is going to cause you any problems at all. This is perfectly fine to get you started, and then you can branch down, grab hold of some more of the bay, and do some proper work down there. Yeah, I'd say that's definitely vanilla playable. Okay, the map as a whole, I like the designers. Never keen on these sort of like almost cut out coves, but I can deal with them. Right? The rock work is striking. To taste, no, it's not to my taste at all, but it is very, very striking indeed, and it's consistent. We've also got a lot of essential lighthouses. The essential lighthouse. Got a lot of them, and they've been connected in different ways to those piers. And some of them work better than others, but I'm all for trying something a bit different. Now we've got these rocks here, plenty of sunken ships here, but also here's your fantasy feature. Yeah, it's a waterfall out at sea, and it's very nicely done. Again, you probably won't notice it unless you're playing with all of the mods and everything unlocked, but it is out there, and it's interesting, and it's well done. And yeah, nice to see. Plenty of essential lighthouses, and so they're all connected in one of about 3 or 4 different ways with jetties and no jetties and whatever. And it's all, there's no bad work involved. It's just to taste, I feel. Then we've got plenty of flat land once you come away from that peninsula. You get into the heart of the map, and there's just like lots of really aesthetic, lovely places going on here. You can force you away from doing that grid city. Have a little look under the water here, though. If you have a look under the water, we've got rocks running the entire length of this river system. This is what I'm saying about there's a lot of rocks. If you want to be deleting some of them to free up some of the prop count, maybe some from under the water might be an idea, because they're not really visible. Although they are clearly visible and they do add, but there could be areas if you're not actually looking at a part of the river, like this little bend here. If you're not really staring at that, you could probably lose some rocks from there. A little bit of a waterfall there. Is that the waterfall where the tuna? You find the tuna, possibly. I think we get. Oh, maybe it's a bit further up. I don't know. It's here. This will be it. I think there's some tuna at the bottom of this waterfall, because that's where tuna would be. It's really striking. I don't like the way those rocks are done, but it's consistent. And just because I don't like it doesn't mean it's not good, because it is good. Just don't like it. Anyway, what do you think of this map? Is it a 1-star map? Is it a 5-star map? Is it somewhere in between? Your vote really does count. We use it at the end of the month for the Viewer's Choice Top 10. Will this be one of the top 10 maps of the month? Only you can decide. What do I think? I think it should be. I think it's a good map. And aesthetically, right, I've said it's too bright and saturated for my taste. I don't like the way the rocks have been done, and so forth and so on. But it's consistent, it's striking, and it is actually good, even if I don't like it. 5 stars for aesthetics. Detailing. Detailing is across the board around about 4 stars. But we have got a few too many for my liking, and mostly in key locations. Clippy bits. And it just draws away, I'm afraid. Just draws. I don't feel I can quite give it the 4th star. I'm going for a very high 3, very nearly 4 stars. Gameplay potential. I think there's many ways of playing this map, many ways of taking it on. I think there's 1 or 2 things I would change. The shipping routes aren't really game breaking, but I think it's a bit of a waste. But I'm going to go for 4 stars for gameplay potential. It's a very good map. RedRock Northern Coast by Tai'Ba. Gets the BonBonB seal of approval. I like this. I couldn't play it. I couldn't play it. The colours would give me a headache. I'd have to really turn the saturation, get relight on, and turn the saturation right down. It's the only way I could play that. But yeah, it's a very strong map, that one, and very good work from Tai'Ba. Good to see it. Anyway, thanks for watching, for commenting, for liking, and for subscribing, for joining me for another fly through of another What map. Another one coming along tomorrow. Don't miss it. It's sure to be a map. A map unlike any you've ever seen before, maybe.